If you want to go from zero to completing your first marathon, stick around and I'll be talking about my tips to be able to do that. If you're thinking of doing a marathon, you've already completed the first step, which is thinking big. Most people always limit what they think they can do. Instead of thinking of a marathon, they only think of 5K. Or instead of thinking of a 5K, they only think of walking around the block. So the first step is always to think big, because you'll never know how far you can go or how well you can do in something until you're willing to reach for the stars. The second step is to find your why. So now that you're thinking big, you already know you want to do a marathon. Write down why you want to do the marathon. What would it mean to you to complete it? How would that affect your life? Would you grow? Would you grow in confidence? How would your family see you? Would your kids see you as more of a superhero? What is the reason why you want to do it? It could be the fact that you want to raise money for a charity that really means something to you. Whatever your reasons are, write them down, because you're going to have to come back to those over and over and over as you have low moments of motivation and you need to get brought back up to work out. You're thinking big and you have your why. Now you actually need a plan. So if you're coming from trying to do a marathon from nothing, you shouldn't go out and try to find a marathon plan. That's a recipe to definitely get hurt. So I would suggest doing a 5K, then a 10K, then a half marathon, then a marathon. If you've already done a 5K, that's great, and you've been running a little bit, then start looking for a 10K plan. If you haven't ran at all, look for a 5K plan. Wherever you are right now, just look for one of those four races. Now that you know what race you should be going after to get to the marathon, now all of your focus should go into that specific race. I'll use an example starting from nothing. So if you're coming right from the couch, this is what you should be doing. Your goal is going to be going after a 5K. So you're going to go online and look for a plan for a 5K. There are plenty ones online like Couch to 5K plan or whatever, and that's just basically going to get you slowly and progressively towards a 5-kilometer race. Second thing you want to do is right now or within the next week, once you figure out what race you're going to be doing, is you want to find a race within that time frame and sign up for it. Actually put money down. The reason why you have to put money down is because that's actually going to change the way you think about the whole goal you're doing. Instead of it being a nice to have thing that you want to do a marathon, now you're actually taking a real step towards it by putting your hard-earned dollars down. Once you do that, there's going to be a mental shift in your training and in your life, and everything is going to start directing towards this plan. Without the money down, you can back out whenever you want, but with that money down, now you actually have to step up and do it. One thing that you should know while starting this process is that there's going to be peaks and there's going to be valleys. There's going to be days you don't feel like going and working out. That's completely normal. Olympians have the same thing. I've been working out for many years. I feel it all the time. Just because you don't feel like working out a certain day doesn't mean you don't want to do that goal anymore. It's completely normal. You just have to get up and do it anyways. That's just kind of how it is. You got to prepare for injuries as well. Throughout this process, if you're going from nothing to marathon, there will undoubtedly be injuries. You might get, a couple small strains or just a lot of pain just from the fact of going from nothing to running full time. This is completely normal, and it's really just a speed bump. So the more you know now, the more you're prepared for now, the better you're going to be able to get over it when it actually does come. So you're not going to just quit at the first sign of injuries. It's just part of the process. But also, if we choose the proper goals in the proper amount of time, you're going to greatly limit the chance of you getting injured. So by you going after a 5K and then a 10K, then a half marathon, then a marathon, it's actually going to slowly get you into the training, so you're not going to be doing an hour or 2 hour run right off the bat, which will pretty well guarantee that you're going to get hurt. So once you finish your first 5K, right away, you're going to just do the whole plan again. Find another training plan for a 10K. You're going to train for it and you're going to do it. And then once you finish the 10K, same thing for the half marathon. Once you finish the half marathon, once again, a training plan for a full marathon, every time putting the money down. This is probably one of the safest ways to do it. You can definitely do it quicker. Some people run from nothing to 6 months, run a marathon. I don't suggest that just because you're really increasing the chances of injury. So if you're looking long-term at it and you're looking at your long-term fitness, it's actually going to benefit you. You're going to lower the chance of you getting hurt, and you're going to increase the chance of you actually finishing your goal before wanting to quit. The last thing is just to remember that it's a slow process and everybody has gone through it. Just because you are starting from nothing or you can't even run a minute, that's completely normal. People do it all the time, and it's okay that you're no good right now. It doesn't mean you can't run 42 kilometers when it's all said and done. Your body is amazing at recovering and then just getting stronger every time you put it through a little bit of stress. The key is really just doing the minimum amount of stress that is needed to make the adaptation. And if you keep doing that over and over and over through many days, you'll easily be able to run the marathon. And I truly believe that almost anyone can run a marathon. So this video has been mostly about the framework and the mentality you need to finish a marathon. There's gonna be other things you gotta learn, like hydration and fueling, but you can learn that along the way, and that's a different video altogether. Thanks for watching. I really wish you the best of luck towards your goal of doing a marathon. If you wanna make sure that the marathon is a perfect goal for you, check out my goal guide to finding the perfect goal for you, and just to make sure you're doing the right thing. So thanks for watching, and as always, make sure you're training for a reason.